whispers from the beyond beckon us closer. Prepare yourselves for a journey into the unknown where we share frightful stories about ghosts that linger in the forgotten corners, apparitions that haunt our dreams, and sometimes even EVPs that capture voices from another realm. Each tale is steeped in the mystery and dread, drawing you into a world where reality blurs with the supernatural. As we gather around our virtual campfire, let your imagination run wild with tales and restlessness, spirits roaming ancient halls, chilling encounters in different places. So, an eerie phenomenon that defy explanation. With every story told, we invite you to feel the chill creep up your spine as you ponder what lies beyond our mortal understanding. So, grab your favorite blanket, dim the lights, and join us as we explore the dark side of an existence where every creak in the floorboards could be a ghostly visitor waiting to share their story. Welcome to Harlots of Spooktalk, where welcome to Campfire Chronicles, where fear meets fascination. I don't know why I said that in there, because I made it very abundantly clear what it was. Okay. So we have our host, Sarah. Down here, we have Karli and Monyeka. And we're going to take a couple minutes I'm going to take a couple minutes to share you out because today I want to make sure all the people that are coming in can see. We'll start from the very beginning, and I have a video for everybody.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Well, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just like them moving the original the first time, that last time. And so
Yeah.
I just kind of wanted to.
So, can we please listen to people when people say don't move the haunted thing because the haunted thing will rebel?
Yeah, exactly.
Especially when set people have years of understanding of this type of stuff.
Yeah. Can we just not? To a prison, no less. Like,
And don't forget the most haunted city in America.
Yeah.
Before that,
I swear, I think, I'm not even gonna lie, as soon as, God rest their souls, as soon as both of them passed, I was so worried about everything in that museum that they had. I was so worried who it was gonna go to, where it was gonna go. I never thought in a million years that Annabelle would have been moved. Ever. Ever, 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 ever.
well, I'm wondering, like,
And then to be on tour.
Well, that's what the Warrens had said, I mean, even with their like hokey pokey stuff, they did say like never ever open that. Don't touch her, don't open it, don't do it.
so the problem with the Warrens is they've been in so much hot water that their credibility is kind of dashed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think that probably has a lot to play with. And I was telling LD earlier that we were gonna do like Voyages to the Veil was gonna do a podcast episode on the Amityville house.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Ed and Lorraine were part of that, and that started a complete sidetrack into them and their history of just craziness. And there's some investigations they did which are legit, but most of them they handled so poorly. I had to table it because my outline was 50 something pages.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if a lot of that has to do with like why they thought it was okay to free the Annabelle doll.
Of course.
You know.
Really. So, okay, let's go back to the beginning, quote, quote. Like, I know this is kind of new ish. Um, the reason I'm saying it was new is because this video had actually already came out. If I can find it. Did it not save? Of course it
Gasp.
wouldn't save. Freaking jerk face. Anyways, here's the doll, if you don't know. But what is his name? The guy that bought the doll. I'm not good with names.
Zach Bagans.
Zoc, yeah, him.
That's
he,
the paranormal investigator guy, right?
Yeah.
yeah, I had
Yeah.
the video where he was moving it, and I don't know where it went. It was here, of course. So they had a video online. If obviously you're not going to see it here, sorry, but where he had to wear gloves. They made sure to put the oil on. They were saying prayers as they went. He wanted to put her in a bigger box so she could like move around, which is wild to me.
Yeah.
Like, let's make her more comfortable, bro.
Yeah.
Let's just keep her right where she is. Thank you.
Yeah, but they didn't do that. They were like, we're taking precautions. We're using the gloves. We're not actually touching her skin to skin. We're doing the holy water. They put crosses on each side, and is supposed to help. So, anyways, they decided that they were going to move her from. Okay, here we go. It's like half my stuff didn't save, and I'm really annoyed. Okay, so they decided that they were going to move her to Louisiana, to New Orleans, for a movie clip. Like, I don't know I can't remember if it was like a movie clipping or like a episode or just like a movie in whole, something to do with the movie. So they move it to the plantation. Is it convenient that the same day that they move this doll to the plantation that this happens?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like up in flames. Um, but okay, so you want to get into the spooky shit of it? You want to get into the spooky shit? Okay,
And
I got
here's
another.
something else, because
Mhm.
I know there's 2 other haunted objects with Annabelle right now doing the tour. It's not just Annabelle. There's
What? She has friends?
it has friends.
It does not need friends. Not to be dramatic. Like,
I'm actually worried about her making friends.
I'm terrified of her making friends. No new friends.
what would
Yeah.
they do? Be
She
like,
doesn't need friends.
would it be
Honestly,
like,
I'm so terrified that she's gonna find the little boy, the doll, the Edward the doll, or whatever his name is. What's his name? He was
Chucky?
the doll that
The
Zach had. Robert the
Robert
doll. I'm so
doll.
scared of them two getting near each other, and I know that Zach knows about both of them. And look. I'm gonna tell you something, guys. I've been watching that guy since before when Taps first started as just paranormal investigations. He was a um just like a little, what's it called? He wasn't the main person. He was just somebody there to help the main person when all this paranormal stuff started coming out on TV. He was provoking Zach. Zach was provoking ghosts in a hospital and they threw a brick at him. Then something appeared and he took off running like a little bitch. And then he took off and they found him crying. But because he was provoking the ghost that he was investigating with the other guy. The guy who owns Taps, who the main guy is it was him and Zach at first. I remember Zach because he used to provoke and he likes to put things and do things that he knows is not good for him. And now he has once they had that disagreement after that brick was thrown at him and then they found him crying somewhere because of what happened in that investigation, them two broke parts. And then Zach went to make his own. And till this day, if you ever look at Zach's history, he provokes things. You do not provoke things like this. He even touched the divot box at one time. You know what I'm saying? So like this guy having this doll is just a very dangerous partner. And I know that he's met Robert the doll, and I'm very, very concerned.
I agree with that. Like, it doesn't take more than one episode to see his pattern of behavior. And what the problem is to this point, they've been able to more or less handle what's happened. But they've never unleashed something like this.
I don't think this was ever going to be able to be hidden either. This was just so big. And then to be in New Orleans where all these spiritual things are going on, which we know is damn near the capital of spirituality and negative energy. And I think that's so crazy, whether it was for a movie or not. Like, I mean, gratefully, if it was a plantation that needed releasing of souls, which I'm pretty sure I saw some souls in there. I don't know if y'all did during the fire, but we've heard about all those things going on. Some people say that Annabelle's presence was made to be able to release souls. I don't know. I just know that her presence there, and then those, yeah. See here, this is what I'm talking. And see, I just happened to come across it when it was like on fire in the news or whatever, and I could have sworn I just saw flickering fire, like you would see a candle or like I don't know, just I honestly saw things that I wouldn't see that you would see in a normal fire. I guess you could say.
Now, I'm going to tell you all with this plantation, when we did a tour down there, like little tours when you used to do them, this plantation felt very heavy and dark just to be near it. So I can tell you just from experience, this plantation did hold a lot. It felt very negative when you were there. It was like a hold type of feeling, if y'all know what I mean. Just a dark, like something was there,
Yeah.
just to let everybody know.
Well, and it's crazy because I saw the plantation fire, and I didn't know that it had to do with the Annabelle doll, right? I found out today because I've not been looking at the news as a form of self-care. Like, I just haven't been. So, when LD told me that, I was like, there was something weird about that fire. But I couldn't put my fingers on it because, again, I, like, was walking past the living room while Anthony was watching TV or something. I just got some, like, well, shit happens. Fires happen.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it's
yeah.
that weird.
Well, I had the
Yeah.
video of the fires. I had all those videos, like the top, and those are not there either. Unless it's one of those things where. Let me
And
see.
I also want to correct us. Zach Bagans never bought Annabelle. He had her on display for a while, but the Warrens owned her, the cult museum itself, this whole time until they passed away. So Zach Bagans never bought her. He just had her on display
He bought.
for a while.
Okay, so he like borrowed her. In other words, right?
And then
Okay.
inherited her, I guess, would be the
Um,
word.
I don't know, but I know he didn't buy him from the Warrens themselves. So if he
So
bought her, it was later on.
okay, yeah, because what I heard was when the last Warren died, when the wife died, that
I have the
God,
videos.
God rest her soul, that her daughter and the daughter and the son-in-law inherited that museum.
Who owns her is a guy named Tony Sparrow. The guy, the
Okay.
person, he's a New England Paranormal Research Center. He's the one that owns her.
Right in the
Not,
middle of the.
yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. Right in the middle of
Bagans
the
never
fire.
owned her. Just to let everybody know.
Yeah,
I
you
found the
can see
videos.
spirits.
Yeah, like right there in the middle where you're saying that door is. Well, it
It
looks
almost
like
looks like
a
a
door.
portal to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the middle looks like a portal, and then if you look like they say at the chimney, it almost looks like when you light a candle and spirits are moving or spirits are talking with candle magic. I don't know if you know
Yeah.
about candle magic, but like,
Yeah.
and then
Oh,
I
yeah.
started to I almost like, the more I started to see it like
Look at the
live and things like
smoke
that,
too, you know?
the more I'm just like, I see there's just so much to be seen. There's not just one area of that house that looks like it's releasing something.
Well, yeah, take a look at the smoke. I mean, it's like, woo.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
No,
Here's the
yeah, yeah.
other thing. That's the most even burn I've ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously. And they say
So,
that the roof caved in first.
And the house in the back, the quarters, was never touched by this fire. It was just the main house. So, and it should have actually spread to the other quarters, and it didn't.
And it stayed right where it was at. Yeah.
so I know
That
this
was
is out
probably
of
one of the first
order.
fires that didn't move like that.
So I know this was out of order, so I do apologize. I was like, oh, I was uploading them in the wrong spot. But
No,
this
that's
is
okay.
originally one that I want to show you, like the very first time they moved them. So let's see, and I can turn the volume up for this. He has like tights up the gloves on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and here's the other problem. That doll has been content in that chaos and unable to do anything until now. Why are you going to test a new box?
Yeah, exactly. So he's doing the prayer. He's doing the Lord's prayer um, and then he's got the holy water in his left hand over there. Did the more of the holy water.
until we can do the noted repairs.
See,
So behind that-
temporarily.
Just to let you guys know, behind that is a Lord's Prayer imprinted, embossed in this case.
So it looks like they moved her
Holy
to
oil and,
repair it.
Holy water and holy oil are infused in the stain. On both sides, the cross is engraved that Dan did.
Holy water and holy oil are infused in the stain.
To the stain in the wood.
I guarantee they didn't do all that with whatever they put her in.
And a third cross
Mm-mm.
represents the Trinity.
I almost guarantee it.
And now think about this. They're only doing this as propaganda for a new movie and a psychic thing. So it's not even for educational purposes. They're doing it
No,
for propaganda.
you're right, because
They're
guess
getting
where they
themselves into deep
went?
water.
She went. So, okay, hold on. Let me slow down a minute. So they were putting her on. They transported her, right? They transported her to Louisiana. They got her over there. The same day, there was a fire and 11 inmates escaped. I do have that photo as well. Sorry, I'm just catching up with everything. So here's the
Yeah, they took her to the
inmates.
jail, right?
Yeah, so these were the 11 inmates that got out. And this was the same day that she got there. Coincidence? I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
So there's these guys, right? And then
Well,
we have.
can you bring that picture back up real quick?
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry.
Let's see. No, you're good. Okay, go ahead.
All of their eyes. Hold on.
They look
Am I wrong to
blurred,
say
right? Huh?
all of them are like empty and black? Like the eyes,
Yeah,
of them,
see,
they
the
all
third
have
one.
like.
Yeah, sorry. So the top middle one, his eyes look all the way dark. Some of them have their eyes closed, and then some of them are so furry or fluffy. What would you call it? That you
Hazy. Yeah.
that you can't even see their eyes.
So,
I don't know.
sorry. All their eyes look empty and soulless. And also, I'm going to have to go because I just found out that we have a tornado warning.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Because they're going
Be
around
careful.
knocking on doors. So,
Stay sheltered. Okay.
Okay.
Be safe.
but
Be safe.
you guys can keep going, obviously. Post it if you want. I'm so sorry.
No, you're
Don't
good.
worry. You're
I'm
good.
like,
You're
who
good.
the fuck is knocking at my door?
Stay
Tornado
safe.
watch.
You know?
All right. Be safe.
But
Thanks.
I will try to come back. I'm going to investigate this a little bit, but I'm also on the third floor, so I don't really
Yeah,
want to be like.
definitely.
Yeah. No worries. Yeah. Get down there. See you later.
Be safe.
Be safe.
Love you. Bye.
So I'm just gonna be
Right.
honest. I feel like everywhere I've seen this doll go, like even the way Ed and Lorraine explained it, like it don't matter where she goes. It doesn't matter. You have to contain this. And
Mhm.
coming from somebody spiritual, if I even knew she was in my town or anywhere, like I used to live in Austin. If I knew that bitch was in San Antonio, I would have gone out of state. Thank God I'm out of state. You know what I'm saying? Like I would be that uncomfortable, considering I know how far she goes.
And now
Well,
remember
Happened
the
in San
it's
Antonio.
close. San Antonio is only like an hour and a half from Austin, and that's why I was like, "Oh my gosh, I know people there."
and
Yeah.
you gotta remember the original, like where she came from and how this all happened and who might be actually in this doll. And that's the scary part about all of this. And all these occult items were left to this guy. Like when they passed, the Warrens left it to this guy who's now doing this tour, just to let you know. So he has more than just her. He has all the occult items. And
He
we're
has all
talking
these things that were conduits at one time.
yes. And like really wicked items.
That makes me so nervous.
It does, right? Because now look what's going on. It's a tour that shouldn't be.
Oh, and it
It's a
gets
tour of,
better.
it's like I feel like it's a tour of evil. Like
It
everywhere
is.
she's going, like the prison, no matter where he takes it, something bad is gonna happen. No matter how far he travels, like even Ed and Lorraine talked about being in a car and just having things happen while they're in the car transporting her. Like she's wanting to get away from the handle of somebody who can contain her so badly. It's
I'm gonna
just, oh my God.
I'm gonna
And this
share
is
with
where she went, and people were taking pictures of her.
yeah,
Like
I'm
it
sharing
was
something to you.
okay.
That's so
Go ahead.
wild.
I was looking at videos online, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they
And there's
just
a bunch of mediums in this place.
yeah. Okay, subsidy.
What people I'm sorry, I'm gonna say this and I can be hated for it, but what some people do for money is not okay.
No,
'Cause
you're right.
this is not okay. She shouldn't have been moved from the museum at all. She was happily home there.
Paraded.
So
And
I
that was
have
at the Psychic Fest. Come
Yeah.
on, all of y'all know, like, especially those readers, y'all know this is just
The
all
real
bad
Annabelle
news.
doll has just
Like, I'm
Well-
arrived in
getting sick to my
Texas.
stomach
That's
thinking
right.
about
The
it.
infamous Annabelle is on tour across the United States. She's already been to West Virginia,
sent you
New Orleans, and now she's in San Antonio, Texas. For spiritual safety, her case must remain sealed. It has been blessed, and under no circumstances can it be opened while she's away from priests or clergy. Don't think she's traveling like any ordinary object. Her case is sealed tight, surrounded by prayers and holy water, a sacred barrier to keep whatever's inside from getting out. Annabelle is controlled by an inhuman spirit that's attached to her, not inside her. This spirit uses the doll as a tool, and according to paranormal experts, it's now trapped in the glass case along with the doll, sealed to prevent it from causing more harm. An inhuman spirit is a supernatural entity that has never been human. Unlike ghosts, which are spirits of the dead, inhuman spirits are often seen as demonic and dangerous. They can pretend to be innocent, sometimes even appearing as children to gain trust. But their real goal is to manipulate, create fear, and sometimes possess people.
See, there's the other objects.
He has them around her too. Like,
Goal is
Yes.
to manipulate.
He
I feel
has
like right
other
now that
objects.
she has a lot of power because she's being idolized right now. This
Ain't
is
we
so
there-
supposed to not give homage to false idols? Ain't
and
this one of
people are
the biggest
paying to
ones?
come see her.
I wanted to do an episode on that. I think we have that coming up this summer. Like, what do we think about the world ending? We have an upcoming episode for that.
Well, right here. And here's another item from the occult museum. Like I said, he took over the occult museum when they passed, and now he put it on display.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is that okay?
I feel like this is the most unintelligent thing somebody could do. Spiritually, I feel like I don't know. I don't
Fire
even know how to
Kaufman, you see
it's
this
not
stuff.
even a word.
Oh shit! I didn't
Do
never
you
seen that the
see-
first time I seen that. I'm sorry,
There's
guys.
other objects there. Like, there's
Like he
other.
took the
I
whole
can't
museum
stress
on
that.
tour almost.
I'm not going to stress that enough. There's other objects. It's not just her that
Mhm.
is there. Everybody wants to pinpoint just her. How about the other objects? That whole
Yeah.
Well, they're just
Lots of evil objects that have been conduits or have some type of energy all work together at times. This is so wild. Like
my
I don't
house.
think I've been
Do
this
you
sick
all?
in my soul, like to know that this chick's just running around, this doll is just running around ragged.
Yeah.
And
Like
do
a
you
lot of
all-
people didn't know either that she was a Raggedy Ann doll. Like I am not gonna
Yeah.
lie to you, when I was a kid, I did not like Raggedy Ann dolls, just like I didn't like empty dolls. And that was just one of the dolls every time I saw I just moved away from. And then my
Like-
daughter's aunt collected them. And one time I walked into a guest room full of Raggedy Ann. I closed that damn door, so I'm going to a hotel. Nope. And then I found out years later that Annabelle was the Raggedy Ann doll.
and she's one of the originals.
That doll that made me uncomfortable.
And like I said, there's other objects. It's just anything they found in the occult museum that would bring attention to the psychic mediumship kind of fair going on. But I think there's a new Conjuring movie coming out too.
Yes, there is. Yeah.
So
Well, guess where I'm not watching it with y'all. I'm not watching it with y'all. On
we're
my
watching The Conjuring. I just watched a movie, guys. Insidious Red Door.
Oh,
It
I
was
did watch that one.
Actually, that was a good one.
Yeah, I feel like the way they explained the door being open
Yes.
into consciousness and stuff like that, like I think that was a very good explanation. Like sometimes people want to know how I get other places and to other realms. It really did. Like that was a good one. I like
did.
that one.
It was. I actually cried at the end of that one because we watched them grow up in that series. Like, really, he went from a little boy to now college,
Yeah.
and I literally cried because
Mhm.
I don't know. It's the end of that era for that series because
Yeah,
Lynn
for
Shay is
sure.
not coming back for it.
Mhm. You know, I watched the Final Destination Bloodline movie
I want to see
Saturday.
that.
It was so good. And Mary, I have talked to LD and Karli, like I'm still getting to know you a lot, but I always talk about bloodlines to LD and how very important it is when we have spiritual gifts to know that it is not something that we play with. Us
No.
women who have spiritual intuition, not everybody gets it as strong as we do sometimes.
Mhm.
And to be connected or yoked or combined in marriage, having children with people who are mentally ill or demonic, have demonic in their bloodline, demonic forces in their bloodline. It's such an important understanding before you marry, and I tell Mary too, like, I always talk to her about bloodlines, but to watch this movie, even though it was like, the Final Destination, the way they speak about bloodlines and how they show the activity of the bloodlines, it was very good. It was good. And I enjoyed the movie. Very action packed, just like all of them are. But the way they discuss about bloodlines happening,
Yeah,
it's just chef kiss for that one.
I I've been waiting to see that one. I just watched the Red Door, now I gotta watch that one. And I don't know about the new Conjuring now. The last one kind of like threw me off to the
Hmm.
whole series type of thing. I don't know what it
Mhm.
was. It was like outstretched, I think. Like
Yeah.
they could have done something better. They have so many items and they didn't choose a better one.
Yeah.
Oh, look at
Now
that.
let's
That's
see.
the originals, by the way.
Yeah. But I was just thinking, like, when you look at Ed's photo, you could tell there's a little bit of like concern, but also unease about it. Even the actor who stood next to this one, whether it was the real one or not, it's still like, even his face kind of looks like, I don't even want to be here.
The one on the one side is the real one, and the one on the left is the actor.
Hmm.
I think that was pretty cool how they did that one.
How they redid it.
Yeah, I do. I just think if the Warrens wouldn't be happy and okay with this going on right now, not with their occult
I
museum,
honestly,
No
to be
way.
completely honest, I would say that they're rolling over in their graves right now. Like, how dare
because
y'all? How dare y'all?
they
All years that they kept
yeah,
it there.
and they did years of collecting for that museum. There are a lot of things
So
like with
those
the
things
Warrens.
wouldn't be out.
I know
That's why they
they
had the museum in the back of their house or in that area. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that
and it
things,
was lock and key. And they made sure they knew who was going in. Like I said, I have a lot to say about the Warrens with some of their antics. What they have done in the past wasn't right. But one thing they did do right, they locked all these objects under one roof, one house, and blessed it daily.
Mm-hmm,
That is one
mm-hmm.
thing
That's
they did
true.
there right. And they kept people away from it that would use it for propaganda.
Yeah.
And now look.
And see, and this is New Orleans. You never know what goes. I mean, we all know what goes on there, but we never know which area of that type of negative energy is coming from. But I think there's two sides to this. We're seeing people say, well, this was a blessing that Annabelle got there because she released the spirit, she knew the assignment, la 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 la. But then here we are thinking like, okay, this place used to be a plantation for sure, and now it's like a place, it's a venue where they do weddings and things like that. Like,
Exactly.
what
They're
if a
trying to
whole
cleanse it.
wedding was going on here at that day? What if some,
And
that would have been new lives being taken,
And not only that, they're trying to cleanse this area and bring in rejoice and redo these areas. And yeah, all land has blood on it. I hate to tell
for sure,
everybody. All
for
land
sure.
has blood. So we cannot
Hmm.
look at an area and say that area is bad. One, in
Hmm.
reality, we can
We're
rejoice
all
that
on.
area. We can redo that area. And part of me wishes this wouldn't have happened. Because like you said, what if people were in that? And then it was like, how about this escaped convicts? Like, how about that aspect of this?
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
did she just want to do chaos?
of course, of course. That
The
type
mo-
of evil entity doesn't care
she's
about
not
life.
trying to be
Doesn't,
good.
yeah, there's nothing good or any type of what's the word, turning over a new leaf for that one. That one knows what
No.
it's doing, and it is continuously
Evil,
causing chaos, evil,
Yes.
and
which
death.
is evil.
That girl
And
is I'm gonna tell you something. If
she's
anybody ever came close to being the devil's daughter, it was that doll right there.
and
Yeah.
that's the thing. Everybody's like, "Oh, I'm happy she did it." Okay, but we gotta look at it for what it is. She chose something the most chaos if she did do this. Um, I just think we should let her go. We should have left her go in that occult museum. She should have rotted in that occult museum. She should
Yeah,
never been taken out of it. She
I
could have
agree.
rotted all I care. She
Yeah,
could have
Yeah.
rotted.
exactly.
I honestly feel like
Exactly.
I would, if I would have been in the Ed and Lorraine world or anywhere, like whether it be their daughter or just, I feel like I'm grateful that they did everything. I would have never have told anybody that that was a museum. I would have just said I would have told my immediate family, this is what we have. when we pass away, do not continue to tell nobody about the things that we have in this house.
'Cause
I
they
think that was
closed
maybe one of the downfalls, is that they told people that they had everything.
and they closed that museum up. They really literally closed it from the outside world for a while for a reason. They wanted to contain evil. Like, they
Yeah.
did have tours, but they stopped doing them tours after a while when they noticed an influx of people getting hurt, people messing with the doll, people messing with other things. They were like, enough's enough. These objects are evil. This is a paramount of
This
evil
is not
right
a joke. This is real life, and these are people's lives that are being affected.
because some of them are headhunters. Like, they have in that museum they had headhunter trophies. They had some of the most evil things from around the world in that one place.
In that one little square footage of a room, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you okay over there?
Yeah. The doors in my house keep coming open, and that came open, and then we have a storm, and I was just looking at it.
Yeah,
The
we're about to have
storm,
a storm too.
yeah, the storm is here, and I'm like, oh, this is such a creepy night, but
Oh,
it's
I love
perfect.
it. I love it.
It's perfect. It could not be more perfect
I
timing for the
love a good
vibe.
storm.
But I've had a couple of weird things happen, not including the squirrel yelling at me, with the doors just come open, and they don't open as far as I know. They don't, I mean, I don't see them come open. That's the thing. And then I'll wake up and the door's wide open and everything's locked and double bolted, and I have camera. I got to move my camera around. I'm like, oh my god.
I
So
want
then I seen that open after Joel scared the bejesus out of me, you know.
I
So
want
yeah.
camera. I want footage of you. I do. I so do.
I'm gonna move the camera tonight because my office, I have like a double lock on this door, and I have 3 windows, so everything's locked up and closed. I have where all my crystals are on one spot now. They might be fighting. That could be a thing. They might be like, I don't want to be next to the shell. Okay, something silly. Tarot cards are over here next to me, so maybe they're just fighting with the rocks. I don't know what's going on, but that here, I'll just show you. That came open.
That's weird. I
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
definitely cleanse your area tonight before bed again. I know you do
I
it a lot.
can't do it at night because I was supposed to do it today and then I forgot about it. But I will try and get up extra early tomorrow. We'll try because I'm like, I can't cleanse when I'm scared. I don't know if anybody else is like that. If you cleanse when you're scared, then you're gonna be spooked. For
And
the
you're gonna
less,
put the bad intentions and
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I feel the same way.
But we are coming out of time, and I'm really glad that everybody stayed and watched. We had a good
thank you.
crowd, and we hope that y'all stay out of trouble, stay spooky, and if you have a subject you want to look at, definitely let us know, and we will get into that. And y'all have a night. If you want to go back, you can definitely come back, watch it on YouTube or Spotify. Y'all have a great night.
Blessed
Night.
be. Good night.